Sally, you said. Sally, first of all, just start by asking you about Ferguson in particular before we broaden this out. And you've been keeping an eye on the Glen Sannox, the dispute at Ferguson, and how is the developments and the ongoing talks there worrying or affecting residents on Arran?
Well, I think we've been waiting for the new ferry for a very long time, and we were very concerned from early days that it was going to be too big and too expensive. What we really need is an efficient, reliable, resilient bus service for island residents across the Clyde. And gradually over the last couple of years, we've got more and more concerned that the number of reasons that it isn't coming into service and the cost has escalated. You know, we saw this happen with our new ferry terminal, and we were extremely concerned that it was going to be 18 million and then it became 31.2 million. We just do not want to see the same with this new ferry, which is bigger, has lots of bells and whistles, which maybe we don't need, but also, will it work? That's what we need, is a resilient, reliable, in all weathers ferry.
Is there any outcome to this, whether Jim McCall's bid's accepted, whether it's nationalisation, that will perhaps save jobs, save the yard, but will it have any impact on the problems you're facing here?
Well, we still have the same problem with the ferry. When is it coming? It's obviously going to cost a great deal of money. Who is accountable for all this expenditure? After all, it is taxpayers' money in the long term, and we must be thinking about reliability and resilience. And there are serious concerns. This is a bigger boat. It's now got to get into our Ardrossan, which we know is also a problem with southwesterly winds. And now a great deal of money is about to be spent at our Ardrossan. Will it work? Will it be what the islanders need and businesses on the islands need for everyday service?
And in your opinion, where does the blame lie for the mess there? Who do you need to see doing more to fix this?
Well, it's very difficult to find out who's accountable. We've had a lot of ministers for transport. What about the civil servants? They tell us they came and consulted, and the sense of inclusion from island residents is a serious concern. They come and consult and then take no notice of what we say. So we've had consultations 3 years ago about the new ferry terminal, and we said it's too big, what's wrong with the old one, why don't you do something to enlarge that and to make it more resilient as a port, and they took no notice. We told them that this was a very bad terminal for older people, it's a long way to walk, it only lets one person off at the time or onto the ferry at the time. This is not very satisfactory if you've got a lot of foot passengers. They took no notice. So there is a sense of real concern on the island that we do not get listened to. There's meant to be empowerment of our island communities. We see none of that here. We've been included in consultations and then they take no notice. So what are we to think?
Okay, and just finally, you've touched on some of this before, but Ferguson is exacerbating a series of long-standing issues affecting residents and businesses here.
Yes, and I think we need to think in terms of a tourist island. We need to know, not only for the islanders themselves and their businesses, but actually for our tourists, that if they rock up at Ardrossan or they rock up here to go home, that the ferry will be going and that it will go efficiently, effectively, resiliently. And really that's key to the future of all the islands up the west of Scotland.